And then I started working out with Jason at like the 1 o'clock time with him. And then
you became a monster, bro.
Yeah, and then
I just remember.
Yeah.
I remember like you were at 209 training,
Yep.
you know, with Vince and
Yep.
them and Gabe, and you know you were a good athlete
Yeah.
always. And all of a sudden, I remember you went to like something in the waters over there, San Jose, whatever.
Yeah.
You started training, and you came, and then out of nowhere, I was like, damn, this guy's a beast. That what just happened? He's in the regionals, and and I'm like, man, I mean, it's obviously the competitive people you put yourself
exactly.
with.
And so we had a good little group going in Neil Maddox, Alan Rowland, and it was just a great environment. And we just started working out, and I just enjoyed working out. It was great. I didn't know the whole competitive side of it. And then the CrossFit Open was kind of starting to ramping up. Yeah. And obviously Jason was very involved, and of course I signed up. I did very well in the Open, and then went to my first regionals at 2012, and I got 7th or 8th. I want to say 7th place. And I was like, oh, damn. Like, I did pretty well first time out there. Like, I think, and the whole CrossFit Games too. And I was like, I think I could do it. And then trained another year, and then eventually qualified, and just kind of everything just took off from there.
Yeah, made it to the games, and you were at the top 5 for
I was on the podium until the last event in 2013.
I was like, Garrett's, I remember watching, I was like, man, my boy Garrett's about to win the games. Like, what just happened? Like, Garrett's about to change his life.
It was crazy, and it was a lot of hard work, but and kind of the whole competitive just kind of led me to here. But I'm very blessed that I started training. I started cleaning the bathrooms, cleaning the floor with Jason, because it just kind of trickled from there. And even like you too, where we were training in the backyard, you're really wanting to do your whole thing. You had your own little spot in that one spot in Manteca. I don't remember which one it was. And then that didn't work out, and you're like, dude, I'm done with this. I'm gonna start doing my own thing. And it's pretty cool to see where we both come from.
Yeah, man, it's crazy. Like I said, it's just that again, it's just surrounding yourself with good people. And I think a big part of it had to do with obviously being around you, man, just working out with you, and then seeing how far you progress. It motivated me to do something, good as well. Cause I mean, I could have done a lot of dumb stuff when I was young. Cause my parents had a split up along, when we were younger, and nobody was there to really tell me what to do. But, doing sports kept me kind of going, and then kind of seeing where sports kind of took you. It was kind of like, man, you were one of my good friends. Like, man, this is dope. Like, I want to do something like that. And obviously I was never the crazy athletic genes that you had, but I was able to push a little bit. And then from there, I was able to create my training and just kind of push from there, man, just being a people person. And I think that's one of the biggest things as far as being in this kind of industry is being a people's person. You got to know how to talk to people and have people enjoy being around you. Yep. If you can't keep that, it doesn't matter how good of an athlete you are, nobody's going to want to be around you. So
100%. 100%.
Yeah, man. So let's talk a little bit about the way you train for that. I know when you train, coming from just training for athletics to training to the games, man, obviously that elevated your performance. But how did that change? Like training like that? So
when I was training for athletics, I was literally taking classes. So I would go in for the hour, I would do my thing, and then I would be done. Yeah. That's all most people, that's what 99% of the population needs. Yeah. Go in there for 45 minutes, an hour, get a good sweat, maybe lift a little bit, and then move on with your day. As the CrossFit kind of took off, started training for the CrossFit Games, things got a little extreme. So if you want to get on the competitive route, which is rough, I was starting to train twice a day, if not 3 times, but minimum twice a day, Monday through Saturday. I was training from 9 in the morning till 10:30, 11. And then I would train from 1 to 3, do accessory stuff. I wouldn't leave the gym usually until about 3:30, 4 o'clock. So I was in the gym minimum 4 to 6 hours. Minimum 4 hours. On the plus side, 6 hours. And then sometimes too, like I said, I would work out 3 times. I would go to like track club, which is another hour. So some days, a lot of working out.
Yeah, man. School these youngsters, man. Everybody that's out there trying to make it to the games. I'm not trying to shut your dreams down or anything like that, but tell them what it actually takes, and the road that it.
Yeah. So it's like I said, it's gonna take 4 to 6 hours a day working out, crushing your body. The biggest thing is surrounding yourself with people who are competitive and who have that fire in them, and really pushing yourself every single day. That's the biggest thing. That's what I was blessed with, and that's why I think my athletic career really took off. Like I said, 4 to 6 hours, 5 to 6 times a week. And for years, I was doing it competitively for 8-9 years, and it took a lot of time to get my strength numbers up, to get conditioning up. And the biggest thing too is staying healthy. I was blessed with staying healthy for a very, very long time when it comes to CrossFit. Most people maybe qualify for the CrossFit Games 1 year and they get hurt and it's just spiraling right down. I was healthy for 7-8 years, and then everything just kind of hit me at once. But I was blessed with health too. Yeah. So that's the biggest thing. Yeah.
So anybody out there trying to still compete, it's going to take a lot of work. Obviously, Garrett's going to tell you it's going to take a lot of work, 4 to 6 hours, 5 to 6 times a week.
Yep.
And just surround yourself with people that are like-minded and athletic, have that athletic ability, because you're only going to excel from there.
Yeah.
Now, how was let's talk a little bit about your nutrition, man. How much did you eat at that time, or how were you eating?
So last time I remember, I was eating around like 5,000 calories a day, and I was eating probably around 500 plus carbs a day.
Yeah. I
was eating 240 to 270 grams of protein, and that's chicken, that's steak, and I didn't really like protein shakes. So I was drinking 1 protein shake usually a day.
Probably just post-workout.
Yeah, post-workout, and that was really it. Maybe 2. Usually after the second session, I would just eat a full meal.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then my fat intake was around like 120, 140. So I mean, it was a lot of food, and it was hard to do. I was cooking food a lot. You would find me sometimes, like when I was super low on like carbohydrates, you would find me at Yogurt Land just crushing, filling a big old thing of yogurt in there.
There you go.
But yeah, it was a lot of food, man. That honestly was a chore in itself.
Yeah.
It's to eat enough food to really perform.
Yeah. So it's a full-time job. You know what I'm saying? So now how do you have the ability to train like that, eat like that? And then not just that, now you got to recover too, because I know you're not just beating your body up. Now, how were you recovering? Like, did you go to places and anything like that?
So I was twice a week. I would go see my lady named Heidi, who's kind of acupuncture, ART, cupping sort of stuff. And then I would also go see a guy named Jonathan Pierce, who was more, more hands-on. So a little more like I'm working and he's doing some stuff, and Heidi was more like the holistic, like I'm going to go in there and I'm going to decompress.
Yeah.
So that was twice a week. Honestly, man, it was a full-time job. If you think about it, I was blessed that I had sponsors that really helped me with financially, and I didn't have to work a job, because it would not be possible.
Yeah, and that's what I was going to ask you, because I know like doing all that, and then were you going to school at the time too, or no?
I started when I finished at San Jose State, but that was kind of early on, and then as things progressed, I graduated and then I was done. So that was only like 2 years.
Okay.
So
it kind of helped out when you were done.
So
exactly. And then that was another thing I was going to ask too. Like if you had a job, and obviously you said no, you didn't have a job. You were blessed with the sponsor, so you kind of really went head in and got really good, and then got the sponsors, and that was able to help you out to just focus on training.
100%. Yeah.
So so if you got a full-time job out there, and you're making good money, or
I would stay with it.
Yeah, just stay with it.
Just stay with it.
Again, there's not very much money unless you're like top.
It's very rare unless you're Matt Frazier, Rich Froning, those people. Like those are the 0.01% people. Yeah, it's tough, especially now. It's so hard, so competitive. People are so good now.
Yeah. And if you love, like I said, if you love training, train that way.
Yeah.
But if you actually really love fitness in itself and you want to help people, you're probably better off making more money becoming a trainer.
Yeah.
Maybe possibly open a gym, doing some online training.
Yeah.
Just focus on that. Enjoy your training. Throw down with your buddies.
Yeah.
And then you'll probably make more money training people. To be honest,
the competitive side is not. It's great. It's super fun. But it's not sustainable. It takes a beating on your body, and like you said, it's not very financially rewarding. It's financially rewarding for few, but not a lot of them. So if you really enjoy that, just kind of evolve maybe, and like Ray said, become a trainer, maybe open a gym, do online stuff, nutritionist, whatever it happens to be.
Yeah, and that, like I said, that'll in the long run, you're gonna realize it's gonna make you a lot more money, and you're gonna be able to sustain that. So let's go on. I know, like once you were training, you were still focused on the CrossFit Games and getting there, and then you got an injury.
Yeah.
So how'd that change, man? From you being this top athlete, training all the time, your face is everywhere. The hair, bro. Everybody was loving the hair. So I mean, how'd that take a toll on you mentally, and how were you able to kind of bounce back from that and just kind of, I don't know if you switch your mindset.
No, 100%. So my mindset was already, I was doing it for 8 years, 7, 8 years. And I was wanting the year prior to getting hurt. I was like, I think this is my last year. I was getting mentally burnt out. I was I'm just kind of over it. I want to transition and start my, my real life in a way. And so I was like, this is gonna be my last year. And I was training, doing my thing in the off season, and it happened in November, and season was rolling around like January and stuff. And then I was doing a ring dip, and I tore my pec. I tore my major pectoral tendon completely off the bone. Felt it, popped, went to the doctor, and they're like, yeah, you completely tore your pec. I could take you in 2 days. Wow. Because it needs to be fixed right away. Because it keeps, if you tear your pec, like the tendon's going to shrivel up and like start dying. It makes it harder for them to reattach it. Stretch it out. So he's like, I'm taking 2 days. Boom. Had surgery. And when that happened, I knew, I was like, well, I think I'm done.
Yeah.
I just knew right away. I was like, I wanted that to be my last year. And then that happened. I was like, I think it's just telling me like, it's time to be done.
Your body's like over it now.
Yeah, my body was over it. So yeah, that whole kind of recovery process was tough. It was challenging. I had a lot of bad days in there, and then some good days, but luckily for me, I had a good support team that kind of helped me a lot. And then I met my beautiful girlfriend before that, and she's really, just really helped me
just through that process.
Through that whole process. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you have someone there that kind of shows you like there's a different side to this, problem.
Yep.
And it's a whole different side when you have someone there supporting you like that. Man, that's crazy. So I guess it wasn't as far as mentally in the fitness side or the CrossFit Games, you trying to make it there. You were already kind of checked out a little bit. So when it happened, it was like you said, it was like, all right, I'm done.
Yeah, exactly.
So it kind of was an easier way for you to just like, I'm really done now.
Exactly. Yeah. And it was just, like I said, I was already starting to check out a little bit. And it was just, like you said, it was just an easier way for me. Like, yeah, I'm done. Like this is it. Versus like doing it and then be like, oh, I'm kind of done. And then maybe still kind of being involved. It was like, all right, I'm done. Right now, my goal is to get healthy again.
Yeah. So you got your surgery. When was this? When you got your injury, and then when you got your surgery?
I got my injury the end of November, and then I got surgery on December 5th of 2018.
So
it's been just over a year.
Yeah. So we're in 2020 now.
Yeah.
February 2020.
Yeah.
Now how's that whole process from then till now been? And you still look good, man. You stayed in shape, obviously.
Yeah.
So how's that whole process been? And are you able to maintain? Because some people they get injured. And then they just, get out of shape or whatever because it just, or to get them motivated, maybe depressed, anything like that. So how have you been able to stay motivated and take that process from being this, insane athlete to like, now I'm just tailoring back and I got an injury and I'm going to kind of recover, go on the road to recovery. So maybe anybody out there that gets an injury can kind of get some help from you on this side.
Yep. I've always had that no excuse mentality. And so when it did happen, don't get me wrong. I was definitely sad. I was not happy. Of course, it's spending money. It's time. It's being injured is not fun. Is not fun. And like I said, I always had that no excuse mentality. And I was just like, it is what it is. It's a situation that it's presented itself to me and I got to conquer it. I just took it as a challenge.